Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the big stories. Today, we're diving into the Horn of Africa, a region that is absolutely simmering with tension, and right at the heart of it all is Ethiopia.
Okay, so let's kick things off with a very recent and pretty surprising event that really sets the stage for everything else we're going to talk about.
So get this, the leaders of Eritrea, Egypt, and Somalia all just got together. And out of that meeting, they formed a new committee that, let's be honest, looks a whole lot like a new geopolitical bloc, one that seems to be forming in direct opposition to their neighbor, Ethiopia.
So you gotta ask, right? Why now? What's going on that's pushing these countries together? Well, to get that, we have to look at this one massive project that has put the entire region completely on edge. And it all comes down to one thing, really, a river, and a dam that is unlike anything else in Africa.
This is it, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or the GERD for short. For Ethiopia, this isn't just a dam. It's the key to their future, their ticket to becoming a real regional powerhouse.
But here's where you see two totally opposite realities colliding. For Ethiopia, this dam is a symbol of national pride, of progress. But for Egypt, downstream, it's seen as an existential threat to the water supply they've relied on for, well, forever.
And you just have to listen to this quote from Ethiopia's prime minister. It tells you everything. This isn't just about electricity. He's talking about regaining access to the Red Sea, about reshaping the entire regional order. The ambition here is huge.
And make no mistake, this is not just a war of words. Egypt and Sudan have been conducting these massive joint military exercises. I mean, with names like Nile Eagles and Guardians of the Nile, the message they're sending to Ethiopia is crystal clear.
But here's the twist. Just as Ethiopia was projecting all this strength on the world stage, an absolutely brutal and devastating story was unfolding within its own borders. While the world was watching the dam, Ethiopia's federal government was deep in some devastating internal conflicts, especially in its Tigray and Amhara regions. And the scale of this violence is just staggering. A huge 545-page UN investigation came to a shocking conclusion. The attacks against civilians in Tigray were so extensive and organized that they actually constitute crimes against humanity. I mean, just look at what human rights experts found. We're talking about mass killings, rape being used as a weapon of war, people being rounded up and detained, and the deliberate destruction of food and crops to cause starvation, all against Ethiopian citizens. It's horrific. And this quote from a civilian just says it all. It captures that profound human cost, that shock and betrayal when the lines between soldier and citizen are just completely erased. So, this whole push by Ethiopia for sea access, does it sound familiar at all? It should, because these tensions, they aren't new. They're deeply rooted in the nation's old imperial past. So, let's go back. Under Emperor Haile Selassie, Ethiopia just straight up annexed Eritrea. That move gave it a coastline, sure, but it also kicked off a brutal, decades-long war for independence that really haunts the region to this day. And the real kicker? At the exact same time, he was positioning Ethiopia as this great leader of Pan-African unity. Okay, so let's tie all these threads together. You have the dam, you have the internal wars, and you have these echoes of history. And right now, they're all twisting together. And, you guessed it, they're pulling in some very powerful outside players. The region's instability, combined with its strategic location, has turned it into a battleground. It's become a geopolitical chessboard for rival nations to fight for influence. And just look at how complicated this gets. Just in the conflict in Sudan, you've got the UAE, Turkey, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia all backing different sides. They're all in it for their own reasons, to secure gold exports, port deals, food supplies, you name it. It's an absolute mess of competing interests. And this is what makes it so dangerous today. This is not some far-off, contained conflict anymore. We are now seeing advanced, long-range drone technology that can actually threaten one of the most vital shipping lanes in the entire world. The stakes just got a lot higher.
So it all leaves us with one deeply unsettling question. With these new alliances taking shape and all these old wounds being torn back open, is the Horn of Africa heading for an even bigger, wider war? That's our explainer for today.